What's the most annoying thing about having a vagina? Bacterial vaginosis. Can be avoided. Can also happen just because it's Tuesday. Do I have a yeast infection, or am I just itchy when you're on your period in the morning, and you wake up to you either 1, bleeding a lot and fast, or 2, it has all rolled out the side of your pad and underwear, you are covered in blood and now need to change the sheets, your clothes, and you might as well shower 2 periods. I wish there was a switch that we could turn periods on when we want to have a baby, and turn them off when we don't, with absolutely no side effects. When I'm leaning back and fart, but it creeps forward up into my vagina, and then I have to do an awkward bend to refart my fart. When you're just standing minding your business, and you feel that warm gush of thick liquid come out. You aren't sure if it's your period, or a bunch of discharge. Either way, your underwear is fucked, and you need to go to the bathroom to check right away. I get pains when I'm fertile, for some reason. BAM cramp 2 weeks early, get fucked well, apart from the obvious, that really random shooting pain you get up it sometimes. That tiny wet patch when you get up off a plastic or leather chair. Way more noticeable if it's a dark surface. You know you haven't peed, leaked or anything else wet, but all the internally generated warmth just compressed between your vagina and butt means it'll be there, and it'll hang around just long enough for others to wonder why you're hovering over your chair. How has no one said, the fact that a doctor has to cram clamps in and crank them wide open to examine your regular physical health? It's a dumb organ. Edit. I didn't think my first awards would be from a vagina comment. Thank you. When your panties are too thin in the coochie part, and now your lips are fighting which one gets to sit in the panty. The vagina is fine, but the uterus tries to kill me on the monthly periods. How temperamental it is, because of its sensitivity. Have hair? Itches. Shave? Itches more. Errant hair that's no longer attached? Stabby. Get too sweaty? OMG the itching. Get too dry? Sandpaper. Clit comes out from under the hood and gets irritated on hair or panties. Getting a lip stuck in lace panties. Having your pad lift up and stick to the most inconvenient place. When you think you're on your period, but it's just discharge, especially when I'm out, and I feel it, and I get so anxious until I can find a bathroom to check. Did I start my period randomly? Nah, wet just because. Being wet also doesn't always mean horny. Just depends on your hormone levels throughout the month. I don't really mind periods, mine are shorter and shorter the older I get. But the mood swings the week before them. Damn, I hate those 5 pre-period days. The brown discharge before and after the period. You think you're on your period, so you put on a pad, but you're not on it yet. So the pad gets wasted on that bit of discharge. It also is uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt per day, but it's a weird feeling when the discharge comes out, either periods or discharge. It's like a constant state of pissing yourself, or at least it feels like it. : warning, this is fucking gross : when I get my period I also get diarrhea, but since I don't want to get anything on the tampon I usually remove it to poop. Then I have to put in another when I'm done, but if I have diarrhea I might have to repeat this a few times within a few hours. The cotton from the tampon is sometimes not lubricated yet. The friction of pulling a dry tampon out a few times makes my vaginal canal feel dry and irritated. Also, it's a huge waste of tampons. The random stabbing pain in your bum when you have your period. Edit. I'm so happy that divulging my shooty ass pains has comforted so many other women and opened up shooty ass pain discourse. May we find a cure soon. Roman 20. Lingerie getting ruined by vaginal discharge. Either when hair grows back and that shit hurts for a solid day, or when your underwear gets sucked up and damn near cemented up in there with discharge. That's a real nice pair of underwear I see you've splurged on. Asterisk would be a real shame if something were to discolor it. Asterisk. /vagina that nobody takes you really seriously if you're in abnormal amounts of pain during your period. I've been steadily getting nastier period cramps over the last year. Cycle is consistent, and for the beginning and end the cramps are kinda typical. But for 2 days in the middle, it's been absolute hell and getting worse. Crippling pain that sends me to my knees, and now needs opioids to calm it down, bigger and more frequent clots, increasingly heavier flow. I call it the hell tide. Saw a doctor requesting a referral to my obgyn. He did a bilateral salpingectomy on me when I was 26, and was waved off with a monitor it and come back in 3 months. Maddening. Having to maintain the oh so delicate pH balance, otherwise boom thrush. Boom BV. Want a hot bath, or to work out, or have sex? Fine, but be prepared for the boom. Well, periods obviously, but I guess the tearing/snipping of the vaginal tissue in labor is a close second. But not every woman gets pregnant, of course, and a few women won't endure this during labor, but most will. I've been stitched it down there for other reasons, and the scar tissue is a lifetime bitch. I'm very scared of actual getting pregnant and giving birth. My mother has permanent continence issues after birthing 3 children. Surprised nobody has mentioned this, by the way. The fact that far too many people, both who have them and who don't have them, don't know enough about them. Education would solve so many problems. Queefing when you want to hide a fart. Okay, it might be me, but it takes me so long to come. Seriously. It seems, if you have a penis it only takes maybe 5-10 minutes tops, but for me it takes the best part of an hour. I've tried everything. I assume my antidepressants might play a role, but it was still an ordeal before I was on them. 1. Vulva/labia. Sometimes it cramps like a muscle. 2. Urethra. Its shortness makes UTI frequent. 3. Uterus. Pain, bleeding, medical complications. 4. Vagina. The cervix changes during the cycle so it feels different all the time. Oh, and goddamn, Discharge Bleach is my favorite dark-colored underpants when your vulva gets all swollen at the beginning of your period. It's just there, heavy and aching all day. Having a vagina is like owning an old car. You're forever pouring money into this thing to keep it in working order. It breaks down on a monthly basis, and something always goes wrong out of nowhere, and you're stuck having to shell out even more money. Nothing is worse than having an ear infection. You go to the doc, take some medication, and ear feels better. Yay. But wait. Vagina be like. Is that for me? No, it's not for you. For me? No. It's for me. I'm gonna fuck shit up in here. Please don't. TLDR. Ear infection medicine has the common side effect to fuck with your vaginal pH balance and cause a yeast infection. Higher risk of UTI. Twice the chance/means of getting a wedgie. More work involved to orgasm. They are such fickle orifices. No scented products, no bubbly baths, or we risk yeast infections. I also didn't know, until a way older age than I'd like to admit, that discharge can stain or bleach your underwear. It's why some women tend to develop little holes in their underwear. Everyone is saying, periods, where I more than agree that the blood, changing pads/tamps, the actual bleeding part is annoying AF. I think what a lot of men, and some women, don't realize is how actually bad the side effects can be. I have 2 examples. 1. One time in high school, I felt lightheaded so I went to the bathroom. I ended up throwing up, and fainted in the bathroom. My friend found me when the teacher asked her to check why I was gone for so long. It was from my period. 2. A friend of mine was at my house, curled over in pain to the point she was telling me she would rather die than feel what she was feeling. I've never seen someone in that much pain before. I called the ambulance, albeit we were like 16, but I was terrified her appendix were exploding, or something worse. The pain was from her period. Like cramps, mood swings, etc. are horrible, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of symptoms that aren't talked about as well.